First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Welcome into First Alert Weather Extra. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt. We are tracking areas of rain across the area. Let's take you to First Alert AccuTrack radar, and we have some showers moving to the south, and that wet weather's tracking in towards Hale County right now. We have a storm. We've had some lightning with this, moving down into places like Havana and back in towards Greensboro, and to the north, the wet weather's really thinned out here over the past few scans. So the good news is it looks like the rain already coming to an end for some of those events you have planned for this evening, but the lightning's really started popping here. This is that area that was hard hit on Friday through Ralph and Foster's, and that's moving in across Highway 69 and back in towards Havana, but mainly south of Tuscaloosa, and some heavier pockets of rain also crossing around Cathy Junction, and that's also going to bring some secondary wet weather. We've already had some storms around West Blockton, but this will be tracking in towards places like Tannehill, Eastern Valley Road, and if you're watching me from Helena to Montevallo, we'll need to stay alert for the chance of rain. But notice how from Pell City to Anniston, this wet weather, it's like it just ran into some dry air and just gobbled it up. Look at that, all gone now. We had some rain. There's a few showers to the north that may hang on, move to south, but already we're seeing that drier trend here across East Alabama. But the general motion still, like yesterday, north to south across the area. This swings on by. Tonight we start to clear out, maybe a little bit of fog around early tomorrow morning, but we are going to be talking about a few isolated showers, but some hotter conditions, some drier conditions over the next couple of days. Now, storms could come back late on Sunday. That's one thing we're going to get into, but it looks as though the next couple of days, the big story is going to be hotter, more humid conditions. And yes, that is two tropical systems that we now have. We had Brett. Now we may soon have Tropical Storm Cindy that we are tracking in the Atlantic. So we'll show you what's happening there, plus the full 7-day forecast as we continue here on Weather Extra. And we go beyond the 7-day forecast and that tornado in Texas, the Texas Panhandle. It has been incredibly stormy over the past couple of weeks, and we checked back in where a tornado struck there last night. And waiting till you see some of this flooding has been happening in India. We'll show you more as we continue right here on Weather Extra.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome into Good Day, Alabama.
A new morning comes with preparing right, because while you slept, news broke.
We have new information from that breaking news that happened this morning.
While you head out, the storm we gave you the first alert for is on its way in. And as the key turns the ignition, your shorter route to work is being found.
Avoid 459 southbound completely because of a crash.
A new morning means everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama, always on your side.
The First Alert traffic you need to get you there safe and on time. Tomorrow morning, everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama.
You're late, out the door, and on the go. Don't worry.
Good Day, Alabama continues all morning long.
And wherever you watch, this is what you need to know right now.
More reporters on the streets with more hours of news when you need it. Everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama. Knowing first is everything. First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Today we got the new drought monitor in for Alabama. You may be thinking, what drought? But just to get an update on any dry spots we could have across the area, we check in now with meteorologist Matt Daniel and Mickey Ferguson to tell
Hey, let's get going. It's Thursday, and we usually talk rainfall totals. Usually you talk about the rainfall totals, how much we've seen, how much we're expecting. And so far, we're still kind of hurting in June, Matt.
It's a little weird because it seems like it's been pretty wet over the past week or
Yeah,
two.
it really depends on where you've been. But as far as Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and Anniston, you know, we're well below seasonal averages.
That's right. In fact, yesterday I had a lot of rain in Birmingham, but then these are actually coming from the airport. So, you know, it just depends
Maybe
on.
you need to share, Matt.
Well, my plants are happy, so we're going to take what we can get. Okay, there, Mickey. We're looking at about 1.5 inches of rainfall so far for Birmingham, almost 2.5 in Tuscaloosa, and almost 1.75 in Anniston. But obviously, we could use a little bit to get to average going into the rest of this month.
So the past 3 days, we've picked up a little bit more rain, as our weather team was talking about, into East Alabama. We've had that low that's just kind of sitting over there, and we've kind of been on the dry side of the low into West Alabama. Haven't seen as much rainfall coverage west of I-65.
That's right. Look at Cherokee County, almost 1.5 inches in northern portions of that county.
North center Alabama.
That's right. In Gadsden, we've got almost over 1/2 inch of rainfall. But yeah, it's been mainly East Alabama. There you go, Birmingham. It just depends on where you're at. Maybe in Graysville, not much. And then if you go right into downtown, over 1/2 inch of rainfall. And then farther to the south, we see some rain, especially in parts of Chilton and Coosa, Tallapoosa counties. But not a lot, though, as you go into Sumter, Greene, and Hale County.
Well, Matt, it's June. We need to check the drought monitor and see where we stand. Oh, first let's get our Weather Watcher rainfall tallies.
Just jumping ahead there.
I was
Mickey.
jumping ahead.
I know. Here you go, Trussville. I swear, Tyler Young gets all the rain. It seems like.
What's up with that?
I don't know. We need to talk to Tyler about that. But every time I look at rainfall reports, he's got the most.
Well, he's smiling more than everybody else. That's probably why.
That's probably.
Nobody else is smiling.
There you go, Pell City. We've got Bobby Rowe, over 1 inch of rainfall there.
And the mustache man there in Alabaster, John King, about 1/2 inch of rain, 1/4 inch for Sarah Porter in Oakman.
Yeah, and about 1/10 or so in parts of Piedmont and also into Graysville from Debbie Alexander and Rick Freeman. We're looking at the rain across the country, and it's been pretty dry across the western U.S. Across the southeast, you can see where we've had so much rain. It's been a train of storms. You can see all the way from Kansas and Oklahoma down towards Louisiana, Mississippi, and southwestern portions of Alabama. That's where we've had all the rainfall.
Gosh, they got clobbered down into Mobile, Baldwin counties, down through Pensacola this past week. Now the drought monitor. Let's zoom in. And we have a little bit of drought going on in North Alabama right now.
That's right. Abnormally dry conditions. Nothing to really worry about at the moment. But you see that moderate drought building in far north Alabama, just around the Huntsville area. So that's an interesting little feature. And we'll see what we can do in the rainfall department over the next couple of days. It doesn't look like we'll see a lot of rain. I would say our best rain chance may not happen until what, Sunday or Monday, depending on what happens.
Probably Monday morning, but next week's looking not only dry, but man, we're going to be getting some hot temperatures.
Yeah, and when you get the heat, that can dry the soils, and then drought could. We'll not talk about that. Hopefully, we'll get some rain down the road. But anyways, submit your weather photos. If it's raining, maybe you see a rainbow. Maybe you see.
Maybe you could share, Matt, since you're getting all the rain in your plants outside. Maybe share a plant. A picture for the rest of us. We can live vicariously through you.
Could, or, Tyler, he loves to share those photos.
That keeps him smiling.
There you go. Hey, we love our weather watchers. Anyways, take those photos, and you might just see them right here on Weather Extra.
Doodles.
Thanks, Matt and Mickey. Well, around 3,000 homeowners in the Fosters and Ralph communities in Tuscaloosa County got the news they wanted to hear. Full power has been restored 6 days after straight-line winds knocked over an estimated 100 power poles. The knockout impacted the water supply by not allowing the electrical pumps to push water through the tanks. And we're getting new video showing hail pounding concert goers in Colorado. You can see people using boxes trying to shield and protect themselves. Fire officials say at least 7 people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries when a hailstorm pummeled an outdoor concert venue. And I think for those of you who are familiar with Colorado, this is the Red Rock Amphitheater. Most people were treated on the scene. For those who, well, it looks like about 100 people were treated on the scene for minor wounds. Tania?
Well, new on Weather Extra as well, we're getting new video showing the aftermath of that deadly storm in Texas. 4 people were killed and at least 10 others were hurt in the storm. This is video showing parts of Matador, Texas, which is about 90 minutes outside of Lubbock. Officials talking about just how big of an impact this storm had on the small town.
A town of this size, with such a small population, with the amount of damage that they experience, it's not only physical damage, but the economical and emotional impact that it will have on this town is very well significant.
And although crews are working to restore it, the power is out throughout Matador. And now residents of a home in Ocala, Florida had to be evacuated due to a huge sinkhole just steps from their front door. The 30-foot wide hole opened up only 2 feet from this duplex. As you can see, the area has been plagued by flooding, and neighbors say the sinkhole grew quickly and that they can't tell how deep it is. Unfortunately, more rain is expected in the area. And be careful if you're going to the beach this summer. Researchers say giant seaweed blobs could be carrying bacteria, and that can make you sick. They say seaweed can pick up debris and create a perfect environment for bacteria. Researchers also say some of the bacteria can cause flesh-eating infections. The bacteria can enter through minor wounds like cuts, scrapes, and scratches. Lauren?
Well, as if jellyfish weren't enough to worry about, now we got to worry about seaweed blobs. Well, up to 120,000 people have been affected by flooding in India's northeastern Assam state. Here's video of water above the knee, all due to torrential rain. Over 24,000 acres of farmland, nearly 120,000 people, and 780 villages across 20 districts have been affected, according to a flood report issued yesterday. Thankfully, no casualties have been reported. Well, coming up on First Alert Weather Extra, instead of flooding, actually looks like we'll be drying out as we head towards the weekend. Whoops for that. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt will have more on that improving weather, and we'll go beyond the 7-day. We'll be right back.
If your bath looks like this or this, you know it's time for a replacement. Hey everybody, Joe here with BJ Worzen, owner of West Shore Home, to talk about how he's making sure you get the best possible value on your shower or bath replacement. BJ.
That's right, Joe. Now more than ever, I want to make sure people are getting the most for their money. There's a few ways we're doing that. First, we have hundreds of styles and options for your bath remodel, so you can make sure you're getting exactly what you want. Second, as you know, we only use employee installers, never subcontractors. So our crew is going to follow a process to make sure everything is installed properly. And then finally, a few days after the job's done, we're going to give you a call and make sure you're 100% completely satisfied with that experience.
Amazing, because a lot of contractors will show up and the second they're done, the customer's on their own. You're saying West Shore is there every step of the way, even following up after the project's done.
You got that right, and it's all backed by our online reviews. Right now, we have over 26,000 5-star reviews.
That just shows how much you truly care about your customers. Now, how about somebody who needs that shower right now but's been putting it off because of cost? How can you help them?
So we're making bath remodel affordable for almost any budget. For a limited time, you can get your shower or bath remodeled for only $99 a month. And for anyone who's watching this commercial right now, if you call in and mention it, we're going to throw in free installation as well.
You're saying you'll do the entire project from tear out to complete installation for as low as $99 a month.
That's right. Let's take a look at the project. Here's a time-lapse video of one of our installations. You saw there, we started in the morning, removed everything down to the studs, and put in a new shower all in the same day. Here's some more. Easy low-step showers, deep soaking tubs, beautiful wall styles, and modern accessories. We can do jobs like these for as low as $99 a month.
BJ, thanks so much. Folks, West Shore Home is making shower and bath remodeling more affordable than ever. Call now and take advantage of this extended offer. Get your new shower or bath for as low as $99 a month. And you heard BJ, if you call in now, he's going to do free installation on that project as well. Call the experts at West Shore Home now.
All right, welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. We are now tracking a couple tropical systems. I'm going to get into that and show you the track and where those are going. Let's get into radar quickly, though, because we have some storms making their way south across West Alabama. Right now, some heavy rain around Havana Junction and back towards Greensboro. A couple little pop-ups north of Birmingham, very isolated. The rain really thinned out. I mean, in just a few scans, we saw a lot of rain over East Alabama, a lot of that dissipating. But this is Highway 69 here, so if you're watching watching me, anywhere along Highway 69, back in towards 5 Mile Creek and back in towards Greensboro area south of there, some heavy rain. But north of Tuscaloosa, north of Birmingham, it's very, very spotty. And all this will fall apart quickly here past sunset time, which is right around 8 o'clock. And I know we passed the summer solstice. First thing you think about, days are going to start getting shorter, but never fear, at least through July 8th, that sunset time is going to be right around 8:01. So we enjoy those late sunset times. Get a walk in this evening. I think you'll be in good shape. Walk the dog there through 9 o'clock. You can see we cool off into the 70s, the breaks in the clouds tomorrow. Unlike today, we will start off with some morning low clouds, but I think we break into sunshine a little bit sooner in the day. And then for the afternoon, could be a couple of pop-ups happening out there in the afternoon, but very, very small chance for showers and storms tomorrow. But back to Brett, tropical storm. Now it's impacting the Windward Islands, about to move into the Caribbean, and it looks like it's still going to encounter some wind shear, which will weaken this system. By Sunday, look, it weakens to a depression. We'll keep an eye on it. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Jamaica. Notice it stays south of there. So if you have a trip plan, it's going to stay south of those areas, moving over towards Central America as a tropical disturbance. But Tropical Depression 4, that system formed today. It's expected to make a turn to the northwest and also encountering a lot of wind shear. That big trough that's been over the eastern U.S. is going to have an impact on this. Still need to watch it, though. A lot of uncertainty. You got a wave out here moving in that general direction. If you have weekend plans, though, no concern for the Carolinas, Gulf of Mexico. Both those systems stay way out there. Kind of interesting, though, that we have seen a couple of deep Atlantic systems develop this early in the season. You know, typically late summers when you get into what we call the Cape Verde season, when you see these easterly waves that traverse the entire Atlantic basin. But, you know, you don't necessarily need that to have a major hurricane. Thankfully, we don't have a major hurricane in the making here with Brett or what may soon become Tropical Storm Cindy. Both of these systems on the weak side. And, of course, again, no impacts there across the region in the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of events going on this weekend, including that big playoff game right here on Fox 6 Sunday. We got the Birmingham Stallions getting all excited about that game happening Sunday evening. Now, we're going to be right at 90 degrees, but you'll want to check the Fox 6 weather app. 30% chance of showers and storms late in the weekend. Some of that rain could come back Sunday night. And that's what we're going to be watching for. We're going to heat up this weekend. That mugginess builds, and it's all going to pop there by late Sunday and into Monday. We'll see a wave of rain and storms. And after that, looks like a few dry days, highs in the 90s. So we got some hot weather coming back for the middle of next week. And it's certainly looking like summertime in this 7-day forecast. I know we've had a lot of unsettled weather, but talking about those hot conditions there for the middle of next week, let's talk about the long-range outlook with meteorologist Lauren Linehan.
Hey, Wes. Well, there's a lot of uncertainty in that long-range outlook. You know, we've been seeing here recently more of an unsettled summer pattern, and our models don't do a great job with that all the time. And so we've been seeing some hints that though a ridge is going to be building in by the middle of next week and we'll be cranking up that heat, it looks like trying to bring back that unsettled summer pattern by the time we get into 4th of July weekend. But a lot of uncertainty. Right now, I will say, though, it looks like 6 to 10 days from now as we get into the latter half of next week, above average temperatures as that ridge builds in across parts of Texas into Louisiana, all up into the middle Great Plains, and then here across the southeast. So that could translate to above average temperatures for us here in Alabama. Now, what I'm showing you here, this is not the gospel. I do not think this will necessarily happen, but this is just some of the data that our models are spitting out. They're saying, woo, well, if that ridge of high pressure really means business, then how about the hundreds? I don't think that's going to happen yet. I'm not sold on it. This is very uncertain. Do I think feels like temperatures could get into the triple digits? Sure, why not? We're used to that here in Alabama. You get in the 90s, but those feels like temperatures with the humidity feels really sultry, nasty, yucky outside, getting into the triple digits. So it does look like we could see some heat building in by the middle of next week, possibly sticking around next weekend. Now, if we have a situation where we get that unsettled summer pattern in place, you get more rain and clouds around, the temperatures are nowhere going to get anywhere near this hot because you have that cloudy, wet pattern around. So we'll see, but definitely we have a first alert for some building heat in the forecast beyond the 7-day. And what a surprise, morning lows, as they always are in the summer, are going to be running warm. Shocking. We expect that. It's going to be mild and humid outside. Now, what about rainfall? Well, it does look like 6 to 10 days from now. If we did see that situation where a more unsettled summer pattern took over again, well, that would support a better chance of rain and storms in the forecast. So let's check it out here. Here we are next Friday, the last day of June. Notice what looks like this clockwise circulation here. This is up in the atmosphere. This is the ridge that we're talking about, a ridge of high pressure building in. Now, here's the thing. We would be on the northern periphery of that ridge, so kind of on the periphery of it. When that happens, look where the flow is. You've got northwest flow in place. We talk about northwest flow patterns a lot being really tricky to forecast, and what they can do as well is bring in disturbances from the northwest, push to the southeast, and those disturbances are those cluster of storms that can be really annoying and can bring that possibility of some strong to severe storms. You get heavy rainfall, damaging winds, possibly hail. So this is certainly something we want to watch as we get into the 4th of July weekend, the first weekend of July. So we have that ridge, but it almost looks like we're seeing the possibility where it could break down. And if that happens, then that's when we get this potential for off and on disturbances. So don't want to totally rule out some scattered showers and storms as we go into the holiday weekend. And this is showing Monday, July 3rd, the possibility of some scattered showers and storms, and then possibly some storms around on the 4th of July, which is summer. You expect, okay, a pop-up shower storm, but it looks like this would be a situation where we're in that unsettled pattern again, and you see disturbances coming through. And then we see going into the middle of next week, the first full week. Well, it's not next week, it's 2 weeks from now. First full week of July, you see that possibility of just a wet weather pattern. Flow is coming in out of the southwest. When that happens, you pull in a lot of moisture from the Gulf, so that could indicate some wet weather as we get into that first full week of July. So we'll be keeping an eye on things, but in the meantime, coming up on First Alert Weather Extra, we'll take a final look at that forecast, and you know, we always love to throw in an animal story. We'll be right back.
We heard the first alert. Mom says we have to go. She says I don't have time to grab any more toys.
Need to be in your tornado-safe place. Get there right now as you have.
We have to get to our safe place because sometimes when you hear the siren, it's too late. That's why she says knowing first is everything.
We know weather can be grab the umbrella or jogging shoes, but it's so much more. It's a science, an art, led by knowledge and experience.
And no one has more of that than a WBRC First Alert weather team.
Warning you first with more hours committed to you. And the first forecast built to see weeks, days, and even minutes ahead, right down to where you live. From the team you trust on your favorite screen.
Doing the weather better. The WBRC First Alert weather team, always on your side.
The first alert is more than a warning. It's a promise. A promise to get you out of harm's way with plenty of time to spare. 4 walls and a roof can be replaced. Lives can't. That's why knowing first is everything. First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. In Arizona, a gigantic mountain lion stopped by a family's pool and helped itself to his drink. And it was caught on video. Chase Golightly reports on why big cat experts are amazed by what they see in that video.
off at the pool is a must during Arizona summers, and that's not just for people. On Tuesday night, this massive mountain lion was seen taking a few big gulps out of Kathy Binky's backyard pool. But even when it saw Kathy, it didn't stop the cougar from getting hydrated.
That's big. That's a big, nasty kitty cat.
Her neighbor, Kimberly Wheeldryer, says they've seen wildlife in their neck of the woods just north of McDowell Peak, but nothing like this. Now her concern is with her own pets and where the cougar is now.
If I'm going to enjoy my pool, I'm going to be like one eye open and closed.
A surprise to her and wildlife experts.
And when I saw that video, I was blown away.
Christy Hayden is the president of Wildlife World Zoo in the West Valley. She was shocked to see this cougar not afraid to be out in the open.
Typically when you see mountain lions, they're such a elusive species, even reclusive from humans.
What makes this video even more unique is mountain lions typically hunt at night to get a paw up on their prey and avoid the hot sun.
They're going to hunker down when it's really hot.
It's very rare to see one out in the open, but with housing developments popping up all over, it's becoming more and more common.
Especially on those parts of the valley that are more in the outskirts, that are more in the wild per se.
As for Kathy, who took this video, she says it was exciting to see such a big cat in her backyard, but she hopes it's the last.
I would love to see that. I don't know if Tania would. No. Nope. She said nope. Nope. What about Mocha though? Mocha would like to see the mountain lion. I think Ophelia and Tania would not like to see the mountain lion. No. Mocha and I would love to meet it though. But Hayden recommends if you do come into contact with the mountain lion, which doesn't happen often around here, to contact game and fish authorities. So let's get one final look at that forecast here before we go. Let's see, where's the forecast? Well, Oh, that's right. Oh my goodness. Well, we were going to look at the forecast, but who needs that? Wes already showed it to you. I wanted to show you guys where I went today. I went all over to Fayette County. It was about an hour-and-a-half drive here from Birmingham to Hubbartville School for their summer program. Got to talk about my job. Thank you guys so much for having me out. They were the sweetest kids. And one of their teachers said they are always following us on the First Alert Weather app. So we'd love to hear that. But now we'll look at that Super 7-day forecast. So as we go into the next couple of days, it looks like we are going to be turning drier, cranking that heat up though. We're back into the 90s over the weekend. And we were talking about the possibility of storms on Monday. There's a chance they could be coming in earlier on Sunday. So we don't want to rule out the possibility of rain and storms on Sunday. Just like the teacher at Fayette did. Make sure you're checking in on that First Alert Weather app and then looking dry and hot through the middle of next week. But you can check back in with Wes tonight for an update on your forecast at first at 9 and join us here on Weather Extra every weeknight at 6:30. I'm First Alert meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Have a safe and happy Thursday evening.